Good morning. In this video, I'm going to show you why I love photographing and exploring Dartmoor. Yes, good morning and welcome to Dartmoor. And this morning I've come to the summit of Rippon Tor. It's rather cold and windy up here, but what a fantastic place to show you why I love Dartmoor. One of the main reasons for coming up here are these fantastic views which are really open there. I can see Tor there in the distance, and it makes for some great photography, both the big wide vistas there and some of these fantastic rock formations. But for me, Dartmoor is not just about the photography, it's about everything else that makes up Dartmoor, and that's what I'm also going to show you this morning as well. But first of all, the sun is just coming up above the horizon. It's time to take some photographs. Where I'm standing is probably my favourite viewpoint from Rippon Tor. It's a nice big expansive view looking all the way down there towards Tor. But from a photographic point of view, what makes it really interesting is the foreground, because I've got these rocky outcrops here that form part of Rippon Tor. And there are really lots of variations in the shapes and the textures and the angles. There's almost like little rocky mountains there. And then when the sun comes up above the horizon, it casts light across that, and that just brings the whole scene to life. It adds contrast and depth to that foreground. And for me, that's what makes this particular viewpoint so worth photographing. Perhaps Rippon Tor's most obvious point of interest is, of course, the Trig point right up here on the summit. This Trig point is one of over 30 scattered across Dartmoor, but being up here gives you such commanding views of large areas of Dartmoor. Let me tell you some of the highlights that I can see. I can see the mast at Princetown, I can see Great Mist Tor, and I can see the iconic Great Staple Tor. I can see Hameldown, Honeybag Tor, Easton Tor, Grey Tor Rocks, and the world famous Hound Tor. I can see Saddle Tor, Emsworthy, and what is probably Dartmoor's most famous tor, Tor Rocks. I can see the towns of Newton Abbot and Teignmouth, and then just in the distance there, the English Channel. Of course, there's so much more to Dartmoor than just big open views and taking photographs. The place is steeped in history, and sometimes if you open your eyes you'll find that history just lying about the ground, like this granite cross here. It looks like it was being made in situ, so make your cross here and then move that smaller object rather than taking a big mass of granite somewhere to make the cross. However, saying that, it's possible that this cross was never intended to be moved. It's possible that it was intended to stay here. Now, it's either never been finished or it's been damaged because there's a bit missing here. But a fascinating piece of medieval history right here on Rippon Tor. The people that lived and worked in Dartmoor certainly knew how to make the most of the natural resources that were available to them. Here is an example of a millstone being made in situ from granite. This is just one of two up here on Rippon Tor, and these could have been used for a whole different variety of purposes. It's been suggested they've been used for anything from the manufacture of tin, in mills, or even in cider making farms. And that's just a small selection of the things that you might find here in Rippon Tor. Back there's some Bronze Age reeves, and those cairns there, over 4,000 years old. And just over there is Rippon Tor Rifle Range, which was built during the Second World War. And that's just what's here in Rippon Tor. Just imagine all the other things you can discover across Dartmoor. And that is why I love Dartmoor so much. It's much more than the views that I love to photograph. It's everything that makes Dartmoor so special. It's the people, it's the history, it's the geology. And the more that I learn about these things, the more it actually enriches my photography. So I hope you have enjoyed this short video to share with you some of the reasons why I love Dartmoor, and hopefully it's maybe inspired you to visit Dartmoor as well. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see more Dartmoor videos from myself, click on that subscribe button, or if you've got an extra few minutes, I'll pop up my Dartmoor playlist in the corner of the screen. There's lots of videos there, me going out exploring and photographing Dartmoor. But until the next video, I'll see you then.